People, welcome back to Politics Watch. Now today we're going to talk about the PEP exam and the results that recently came out. Now, as usual, whenever these exams come out, you have one set of parents that are crying with happiness and joy, and the other set is crying with despair and disappointment. Now, this was the first time we've had a PEP exam, so I guess you can think of it as baby steps or teething pains. Now, it turns out only 40% of Jamaican students overall achieve proficiency in the subjects that were offered at PEP. 40%, almost half. And pay close attention to the word proficiency. Proficiency doesn't mean excellence. It doesn't mean you're very good at something. Proficiency, that just means you can do the bare minimum. You're at the required level. So the real figure as to the amount of students that are at a very high level is even lower. Now, that raises a lot of questions. We're hearing that for mathematics and science, 50% of the students did not achieve proficiency. 55% barely scraped through, or let me not say barely scraped through, let me use the word they're using. 55% are proficient in language arts. Language arts, 55%. This is across all 42,000 students who sat the exams in. What does this mean? Does this mean that 40% of Jamaican primary school students are slow? Does it mean 40% of the PEP exam students were, as Jamaicans love to use the word, dunce? I don't think so. I think this is a combination of factors why the figure is so low. First thing we have to remember, this is the first year of PEP. Schools, teachers, students, principals had to adjust to a new way of doing things, right? They had to switch over from the old GSAT into the new PEP. Of course, there was chaos and there was teething pains and there's a lot of mix-up. So these students who did the first PEP exam, they were essentially human guinea pigs. They were an experiment. They are the ones who the government and the ministry will use to say, okay, this is what we do different. Well, I'm assuming this, because you never know with this ministry, they could make the same mistake 50 years in a row, right? Let's be honest, I don't have much faith in Jamaican politicians, especially when it comes down to education, right? But this is the first year of PEP, people. So there are going to be teething pains, right? We have to understand this. However, the numbers still don't look good. 40% across the whole 42,000 students is very, very bad in my opinion. Now, we shouldn't even be surprised, because let us not forget the Minister of Education at the time, Rural Reid, recently had to step down because he was caught up in a corruption scandal where he was allegedly misusing public funds, right? And him get caught up in all kind of bangarang with the Caribbean Maritime Institute, right? Where you say housekeeper get this put in a name and all kind of nonsense, right? That's the Minister of Education, while Jamaica was busy trying to move over to a new exam for our primary school students. Our Minister of Education was busy caught up in a corruption scandal. So the man who was supposed to be leading, right, and steering the ship to make sure that PEP runs smoothly was busy getting caught up in other affairs, right? So we shouldn't even be surprised that only 40% are proficient. But then people will say, yeah, but him never in an exam with them. Listen, let us cut the nonsense here, people. Okay? Jamaica's education system, especially when they start to go down to the grassroots, when they start to go down to the primary schools, and some of these primary schools that are in the rural parts of the country, listen, them now get no heap of good teaching. I'm sorry, I know people are going to get hurt. Jamaica's education system is broken, people. You know how you know that? When you see the numbers as high as 40%. Because in every class you have slow students. You have some students where, as I said, Jamaican people love throw the word dunce, right? But I don't like to use that word to describe especially young students like this. But you have some slow students who just don't catch on, right, as quickly as others. Now, if the number of people who did not achieve proficiency was like 10%, 11%, then you could account for those slow students and you say, okay, well, that sounds about right. But when you hear a figure as high as 40%, you know the system is broken, right? Anytime you hear 40%, any number that's that high, you know, okay, there's something fundamentally flawed with how we're teaching and testing these students, right? I simply cannot accept, or maybe I don't want to believe, that almost half of the children in grade 6 in Jamaica right now cannot achieve proficiency. And these are not subjects that are like mind-blowing, because students in China, Singapore, Hong Kong, their primary school students are doing subjects that Jamaican high school students do, right? If you're going to talk about globally, Jamaican or Caribbean students actually have it much easier than, say, for example, their Asian counterparts. I was shocked when I realized the kind of things that primary school people learn in Asia, right? And anybody who can tell you, anybody who's ever been to college or any place where you mix and mingle with Asians, they're very ruthless when it comes on to especially subjects like mathematics, the sciences. How do you think they got to be so good? Because they were doing them things from them eye and them knee. Our students are being tested in mathematics, language arts, science and social studies. Now, apart from mathematics, they should be acing those subjects. Language arts, social studies. Jamaica should be getting 90% in those subjects. I'm sorry. That's the truth. In my opinion, mathematics is difficult for most people and most countries, right? Mathematics should be coming out somewhere around the 65% across the board. Language arts, social studies, nothing less than 90% should be achieved, should be considered success for that. Science, we're looking for maybe 75%. Those are the numbers we should be seeing for PEP. Some people just not take towards maths. I understand that. But this figure is still too low. This is a serious problem, people. And what's the worst part? Remember, they're talking about proficiency. So a lot of these students who are considered proficient, when them go high school, they're going to fail. Because them just do the bare minimum. Because there's a level called advanced proficiency. Those are the people who are really ready for these subjects. And very few achieved advanced proficiency. So the majority can all do the basics. So guess what happened when them go high school now? You see all the celebration of people that don't know, even the one them pass to go them school at them choice. Because apparently, despite this low success rate, apparently 94% of them actually got to go to a school that they wanted to, because I think you get 4 or 5 choices, right? And they got one of them 4 or 5 choices, 94% of them. You see, when them reach high school, all these ones who just achieve proficiency, when they reach high school, they're going to start failing, because it's only going to get harder from here on. So, the parents whose children got to reach the high school, in my opinion, start work with them from early. If you can get them some extra class, do that. Because the way the education system set up right now, and it's not right now, it's pretty much always been like that. If you're bright, as in you're naturally brilliant, then you make it. If you reach a high school mediocre, you stay mediocre. And if you reach a high school slow, you stay slow. That's the sign of a poor education system. Let me say that again. How you know Jamaica's education system is flawed and needs serious changes? The children who reach a high school bright, stay bright, for the most part. The one that may reach a school mediocre, stay mediocre. And the one that may reach a school slow and underachieving, stay slow and underachieving. See, if the education system was working the way it should, children should be able to move up a level. So by that I mean, the average ones would become good, and the slow ones would become average. Or maybe even good if they push themselves. But everybody stay exactly where they were from day one. I remember when I went to high school, all of the youth them, right, who was clear, were more talented when it comes down to academics. They stayed the same. The youth them that were mediocre stayed mediocre, and the one them that were slow either drop out of school or them scrape right through, and then them can't get a job. That's because the education system is not helping them. They're relying purely on their own abilities. A great education system can turn an average student into a good student and a good student into a great student. Just like a good football coach. A good football coach can take a player, right, and say, okay, you're good now, but after I'm done with you, you're going to be great. Coaches like Alex Ferguson, Pep Guardiola, they take average players and they take them up a level. That's how you know the system works. Anyway, people, I want to give your opinion on this. How many of my subscribers had children or nieces and nephews who took part in PEP? Let me know what you think. Jump in the comment section. People, this is Politics Watch. Big up.